Oh la la, I love scented geraniums. Hey, it's me, Cisco Morrison. Here's what's coming up on Gardening with Cisco. See how easy installing a rain harvesting system can be. Celebrity landscapes from Ben Stiller's to Will Smith's, and the local man who designs and installs them. We're turning fresh local strawberries into a dessert that's not shortcake. And we've got some plant picks that love springtime shade. All this, and a well-known Northwest radio host that raises bees. Coming up right now on Gardening with Cisco. I'm Cisco Morris.
And I'm Megan Black. Welcome to Gardening with Cisco. We are hanging out in North Bend today because we're at the nursery at Mount Zion. I got to tell you, the most beautiful view any nursery in the Northwest, this gorgeous mountain.
It was there. I know it was.
Enshrouded in cloud cover right now. But I got to tell you, the grounds here are unbelievable. The plants are spectacular.
A lot of rare ones.
You can learn all kinds of stuff, plus beekeeping. We are going to learn about bees today. That's because Bob Rivers, the host of the Bob Rivers Show on KJR, is going to join us. He's got hives.
He's got hives?
Did you bring the Benadryl?
Well, I can't wait to see the bees. It's going to be really fun. Believe it or not, it's watering season right now.
Really?
Yeah, I know. I don't believe
Where's
it
my
either.
umbrella?
Oh, man. But you can cut your water bill maybe in half by using a water barrel.
We're talking about a rain harvesting system so that when it rains all spring long, you can hopefully stretch out your rainwater and use it. And you say there are great benefits to using rainwater.
Yeah, you know, there are certain plants, like if you have orchids in your house or if you have some of those bug-eating plants, they really don't like the fluoride and the chlorine in our water system, so rainwater works perfect. And of course you can use it to water any plant. It just kind of runs out. You need about 20 of these around the house.
Strategically put around your house. But they're really nice looking, and you need to make sure, first of all, that they're flat.
Here it is, Megan.
Okay,
all right,
so let's make sure that this baby, it's pretty darn close.
Yeah.
And they come with two different fittings, and then as the water collects in the gutters and comes down, it pops out of here.
Yeah.
Then the key is getting the water into the barrel, and that's why
now we got
I have
the heavy artillery
the trusty drill. Are we gonna trust me with this one?
Oh boy, here we go.
So there's a little hole, and you just go.
Oh, that was tough.
Wasn't that hard? Even I can do it.
Wow.
You trust me with power tools?
I'll tell you what.
You know what we need to do? We need to cut the hose
look a lot
to fit.
better. Now, don't cut it too short here, you know.
I want to just measure it, and you want it level. That's the key. I'm going to err on the side of caution here. And if I need, see, it's as simple as that.
I'm going to put this on there so that it doesn't pull out when you're putting that on there.
Okay.
There we go.
Now let me see. How is that?
Is it on there good?
Now, does that look like it's okay, or do I need to do a little bit more?
Let's see. I wonder if a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah, because sort of we keep that real level so the water doesn't have to go uphill.
I'm so afraid of doing
I know, if you do too.
Too much.
Right. There, I think that'll be better.
Okay.
That's the technique.
Now,
right
there is a safety mechanism that if it overflows, it's not going to back up into it.
Yes.
It's going to protect your gutter system so everything is fine. And then we need to, of course, have a spigot for down below.
All right. And this is threaded, so I can just thread that in there. There we go.
And then you just attach a normal hose.
Yeah, you can't get much easier than this, I'll tell you.
Rain harvesting system. You know, it'd be great in a backyard area, out of the way area that you can attach up in your, up to your house and get free water.
You could stick 4 or 6 of these, you'd have a ton of water then.
Now, if you live in the city of Seattle, you can go online for $75. You can get your own rain barrel. The Seattle Public Utilities has them there, so look them up.
Yeah, just go online no matter where you live. You don't want to pay full price. Your city might just give you a good deal. Up next, he's landscaped for everyone from Ben Stiller to Bill Gates. Hendrika Schraven shares his celebrity landscape gossip. Gardening with Ciscoe from the nursery at Mount Si. Hey, Megan, did you know that Hendrikus has landscaped for all kinds of celebrities?
Who, you?
No, a software guru, even James Bond. Oh la la, check this out.
So there's numerous different ways to use tools.
He's a regular on our show, but did you know Hendrikus Schraven is also a regular at the homes of the rich and famous?
You know, we've done a lot of different work over the years in different levels, you know, work for rock stars and movie stars. And some of the time, you know, if you get into the movie industry, you know, we did work with Will Smith and Pierce Brosnan, and I just finished a huge project for Ben Stiller.
When Hendrikus started this landscaping project in Hawaii for the chairman of Morgan Stanley, he had no idea that this was a celebrity vacation rental until he met Will Smith there.
Well, I have a good one on Will Smith.
He assured Will that his kids were safe playing in the lawn because it was all organic. The Smiths liked Hendrikus' approach so much, they flew him to their Malibu home for a design project.
And Will, all of a sudden, you know, we had a meeting. Will, all of a sudden, comes in with a big carafe of juice. And he stands up and he looks at me and he goes, 100% organic. I go, well, great, Will, you know. And he goes, you know why? I go, well, because it's good for you. He goes, no, because of you. Jada will not let anything else into the house at this point except if it's organic. I said, well, that's a great compliment. Thank you very much.
The movie Tropic Thunder was shot on the Morgan Stanley Chair's property. Hendrikus was actually a member of the crew. His job? Protect the landscape.
I mean, it's the circus coming to town. Well, these guys can wreck something in a hurry. So we wore the Motorollas, and then we directed who came in, got to do what, park their vehicles where, et cetera, et cetera.
This is where he met the movie star and director Ben Stiller.
Then Ben came up to me, and he says, oh, you're Hendrikus? And I said, yeah. And he goes, and they started talking about how beautiful the garden was, et cetera. And then he says, oh, by the way, I'm Ben Stiller. I said, I know. I figured that one out. And then he said, well, you know, Christine and me have a house, and we would like you to come out and take a look and see what you would do there.
Hendrikus and his crew did extensive work on Stiller's Kauai estate.
You know, I had to build the driveway up from 40 feet down below to make it a 65-foot turnaround. So it's like building a section of freeway. So you're adding your layers, your compactors, your big excavators. So you take that all the way from doing that to, you know, the final little details of putting a Balinese pot with orchids in it. You know.
Hendrikus has done design work for Pierce Brosnan. He designed and built a lit fountain for rock star Todd Rundgren. But one of his best stories comes from a project he did for a getaway owned by Bill Gates.
It was a large project. We did a whole beachfront. We did a walkway along the beach that had a wave break on it. We did a beautiful hot tub that inside the hot tubs, all the seats were arranged to everybody in the Gates family, no matter how tall or short they were. And so I used guys in my own crew I used Julian for Bill, because Bill is pretty tall, Bill's father, that is, Bill Sr. And I used another guy that was about the size of Mary. And so I had all these different seats in the hot tub that you know, it was great.
Hendrikus may have a lot of rich and famous clients, but his approach is for anyone who wants surroundings with lasting natural beauty.
We build things that last, that are, you know, like classical music. You know, it remains forever.
So Ben Stiller decided he wanted a black driveway.
Uh-oh.
Yep, but then it got so hot in that Kauai sun that you could hardly even drive on it, you know. So he decided he wanted a red one. You know how Hendrikus fixed the problem?
Painted it?
No, he smeared all that red Hawaiian dirt on it.
That's one fix. I wonder if Hendrikus would need a helper if George Clooney ever came calling. Up next, it's the season for desserts. With fresh local strawberries, here's a chilly take on this tasty fruit. Welcome back to Gardening with Ciscoe from the nursery at Mount Si here in North Bend. Now, Ciscoe, I know you were with Lynn Villa cooking today.
I would have brought you some.
That's how I knew.
But it would have melted had I not eaten it all on the way over here. Hey, it's strawberry season. Lynn Villa made something really unusual with those little tasty bite-sized morsels. Oh boy, Lynn, I can tell we're doing something really good today. Oh boy.
Finally, strawberry season is on its way. And so you know what I thought we would do today is just something really simple. Let's just do a sorbet. But we'll do a little variation on it. Yeah.
A sorbet. Now wait a minute. I can tell what's going to happen here. We're going to get one of those ice cream makers. I'm going to be doing all the work out there.
No. Actually, seriously, the reason that I decided to do this today is so we can demonstrate how to do this without having to get an ice cream maker.
Woo-hoo,
So yeah,
all right,
this
I'm
is a
ready
great technique.
now.
Okay. So go ahead and dump all those berries into the food processor.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, let me see. That might be, no, that looks good. That's about the right amount. And now what you want to do, anytime you make sorbet, is you want to bring out the sweet tart really boldly. So we're going to put some fresh lemon juice in there.
Okay.
And some sugar. And this is a raw cane sugar. We're going to add a little splash of rosé wine. All right. Now, you don't have to put the wine in, but what the wine does is that little tiny bit of alcohol keeps it from freezing super solid, so it gives you a little bit smoother sorbet. Yeah. And it adds a nice little flavor, too. A little spring-like flavor. So just a few tablespoons of that.
Who'd think you could do something like this?
Isn't that fun? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that looks perfect to me.
It looks quite smooth.
So now what you want to do is you want to taste, and you want to make sure you got your balance right. Oh yeah, you're going to hate that, aren't you?
I have to do all the hard jobs.
There's some spoons there.
Oh,
so you want to, what's going to happen is when we puree this again, it's going to aerate it and lighten up the flavor. So you want to start your base to be like kapow.
So this
like
should
that.
really.
This should really. Yeah.
So my sideburns should curl up a little on this. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So because they want that lemon and sugar balance to be just right.
Oh, it's kapow.
Oh, okay, good.
It's definitely
all right,
kapow.
All right, perfect. And then we're just going to pour this right in there.
Do you think maybe I should taste it again?
I tell you what, wait until we get fancy with it, and then we'll see what you think. Okay. So yeah, so I'm going to put that in the freezer. We'll leave that in 45 minutes or an hour or so, just till it gets slushy, and then we'll continue the process.
I gotta wait a whole hour.
I know. Hang on to your hat. Okay. So this has gotten nice and frosty. See,
Oh,
but
yeah,
you can hear it's kind of icy, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why putting it through another run in the machine is going to break down those ice crystals and make it nice and creamy.
Okay. Well, you've got me curious what we're going to put in
Okay,
here.
so what we're going to put in this particular batch felt very spring-like and strawberry-like to me. So we're going to put in some crystallized ginger and some fresh mint. Okay, so this time we're going to just pulse this around.
Oh yeah, that's spring. No doubt about it.
Okay, so one more go-round in the freezer. Just
How
to
long
set
has it
this
got to
up.
go in for this one?
You'll be okay, Ciscoe. Isn't that beautiful? I can't wait. It's just
Beautiful. Oh,
Okay.
man.
So, what we're going to do, I'm going to dish you up, and then we're going to do some pretty garnish.
Sure.
Little strips of crystallized ginger, and then this is a little wild currant that grows out in the back
Oh, can
in
you
the
eat that?
woods. You know, it's not toxic. I don't know if you can eat it.
I think I'll leave that one over to the corner, thank you. There's so much flavor in there. I can't believe it. I taste all that ginger and the mint.
Isn't that
It
fun?
is so good. One bite and it's springtime. Oh, man. And two and it's summer.
Wow, that looked good.
Oh, it was so good. Okay, because I'm such a nice guy.
Look at, how did you keep it frozen and everything?
How did I
about
keep from
that?
eating it all? That's what I want to know. Hey,
Oh,
you
my.
can find the recipe on king5.com, and boy, is it good.
It is. Up next, our plant pick and a local radio host who's also a beekeeper.
Welcome back to Gardening with Ciscoe from the nursery at Mount Si. It's time for one of my favorite parts of the show.
What's that?
The plant picks. And because it's planting season, we picked 2 this time.
Bonus, here we are. One is a native, the other it has gorgeous foliage and these electric blue flowers. Both will brighten up a shady spot. A trillium. I've always wanted one, and I am just gonna do a little dance because I have one.
And these are native to Washington, but
Yeah.
they grow them from seeds, so they don't go out and swipe them out of
Right.
nature, you know.
And what do you have here?
This is pulmonaria, and do the leaves look like a lung?
I guess they kind of do.
Yeah, well, you know, and
spotty lung.
there are other varieties of these that look just like lungs. And all through the Middle Ages, if you had lung problems, you were treated with medicine made out of this plant.
So we can put him here next to
right.
the spigot because he'll get that,
Okay,
and I'll
you-
put the trillium
all
over
right.
there.
They got this pretty foliage, but it gets all powdery mildewed and looks terrible. Just what you want, huh, Megan?
And he's saying this is a good plant.
But here's what you got to do. You'll cut it down as soon as it's done blooming. Cut
Okay.
it to 1/2 inch. It'll grow back. It won't bloom again, but the foliage will look
Okay.
great all summer long. Okay, hey, Megan, I think we should add some fertilizer in for these.
Okay.
Now,
You wanna
normally
help me?
I don't fertilize your
Trillium?
trilliums, but right when you're planting it can't hurt. And if they don't grow good, then you want to fertilize them a little. How's that look? Okay. Because I'm not sure. Oh, he's got nice roots.
Oh, good.
Yeah, these have little kind of bulby things under the ground, these trilliums.
What? Oh, they're falling, yeah.
Yeah, but I've divided them before too. You can do it, but you don't want to, you know. You'd rather just let them. And they seed around. If you're lucky, you might get some little seedlings off this.
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah, that'd be neat.
I love it. All right, isn't that cute, brightening up that shady spot?
It really is nice. And boy, and these flowers, by the way, they start white and then they turn pink. Oh. So that's our native does that, and it's just so lovely.
I knew I wanted one of those.
Oh, yeah, that's
a
so nice.
trillium and a pulmonaria.
Yeah, 2 great shade plants.
Love both of those plants. Well, another reason we came out here to the nursery at Mount Si is because my buddy Bob Rivers, he's a local radio personality, he keeps bees out here.
You're kidding?
No.
Bob Rivers?
Yeah.
How did you know about that?
Well, he has this new gig. It's on 95.7 KJR, the oldies. He was kind of off the radio for a while. He's back. I went to visit him, and he was telling me all about making honey with bees. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding. He said, no, grab your buddy Ciscoe, and I'll show you. And I said, okay.
I love this. This is very Northwest too. These are brand new hives that I set out last Wednesday. Now, if you like, we'll just take a peek
Okay.
Oh, boy.
inside one of the hives. One of them,
Ready to run, Megan?
you won't need to run. It's very cold. They're very docile.
Oh, my God.
Oh, look at them all. Holy cats.
See, they're already building some comb there.
Wow.
These bees look very happy and very healthy, and I will close them right back up.
Good.
And give them a chance to continue making their honeycomb and getting ready. Now they're getting a little more angry now, so
Oh, la,
let's
la.
go. Whoops.
No, the lid's
Let's go ahead and put it back.
I'll back up just a little bit now.
Here you
Oh,
go.
my Lord.
So how much honey do you get out of like one beehive in a season?
Well, it varies greatly, especially with the way bees have been stressed. In my first year, the hives had a rough spring with lots of rain and cold, and so they took off slowly, and I only had a few gallons. You can get 10 or more gallons off of each hive, and sometimes much more than that. And oh, by the way, and this is embarrassing for me to admit, since being a beekeeper, I have not been stung yet.
Wow.
Ooh.
That's not a badge of honor, by the way.
Yeah. You didn't just jinx yourself either?
No, it's a badge of wussiness. Okay.
So the honey that you harvested last year, when you first tasted it, tell me about that, what you thought of it, what the experience was.
It's a magical experience because you don't think of it just as honey. If you know everything that went into it and you imagine the fields of flowers in your neighborhood that it came from, and you imagine how many millions of miles of flights a little bit at a time went into these thousands and thousands of bees making your honey, you have a real appreciation for it. You have an appreciation for nature. And when you taste it, it does taste better than anything you've ever had before. Good job. Okay.
All right,
Oh,
nice.
that's
Thank you guys. You
fun.
guys did
Wow.
great.
He's going to stay with you or come
You
with us?
guys were very brave.
okay.
Okay.
No wonder all these plants look so wonderful. Bob's bees are pollinating everything.
And they're going to start getting busy as that weather warms up, aren't they?
They are.
Hey, if you want to find out anything about anything you saw on the show today, all you have to do is log on to king5.com and click on Gardening with Ciscoe, including that bee video. We'll put a link to it.
That's right. Hey, everybody, if you come out to this nursery, go check out Bob's Bees. It's really fun. And be nice to all your bees at home. Thanks for watching, everybody.
You're being funny.
Oh,
Have a great day.
Yeah, that was horrible.